heel babyface dichotomy of that whole thing. Now, this gets us over to I'm just gonna pair these two things, the Damian Gunther thing. I know I told these out of order, but another thing I called right down to the fucking detail. Damian versus Gunther. Real quick through the match, I gotta talk about the match because the match was a fucking hard hitting brawl, just through and through. Damian Priest, he did have one really spot that was a little indie-ish, which was him doing that Hurricane Rana off the top rope. It was nice. Don't get me wrong. It was well executed, but I just don't think he should be doing moves like that. It comes off as, Damian Priest trying to prove that he's a good wrestler by, catering to the indie smart marks. But yeah, I don't think Damian really wasn't that, I don't want to say good. He was like just passable, but when he got into that back and forth brawl, kind of that chop fight, that vicious chop fight between him and Gunther, there was points where Damian, you could tell it was killing him. By the way, both of these guys' chests were literally bleeding. Gunther's chest was fucking leaking. It was disgusting. But he was getting chopped so much, it looked like he busted one of those fucking blood vessels or whatever the fuck was boiling up on his chest. Oh my God, disgusting to watch. But yeah, and I love the part too where Gunther actually realized he was bleeding. He didn't even realize it until he looked up at the Titantron and saw it. And you see him like almost having that moment of like seeing red, and he's looking down and sees it. Good shit. Good shit. I like that type of stuff. But yeah, what I mean, I guess like Damian was trying to do too much of that indie type of wrestling. Like he was doing a lot of knee slapping and fucking super kicks and shit like that. And I just was like, all right, enough of this. He is a knee slapping motherfucker. I never realized that until this match. But yeah, a lot of that. And then when he just finally got like the match boiled down to the two just brawling it out and just having a nice big man fucking just fisticuffs brawl. It was really, I really got into it. I thought the crowd also got into it. I think Gunther got a lot of respect from that crowd. I just felt it. He got a lot of respect from me as well. I just felt like there's a moment where you felt it. You felt the crowd all together just have a collective moment of like, God damn, Gunther is just killing himself for us right now. And I don't know. I think it was the moment where he's just like wiping the blood all over him. He's just a fucking beast in that match. Gunther was great. And eventually Damian caught up with him. Then eventually Damian kind of got on the same page with him, and that was where I think also you got to talk about the story that was told here. Where Damian, I thought, did very well in the execution of the story, where Finn fucks him over. Damian has the match won, and Finn grabs Gunther's leg and puts it up on the rope, causing a rope break and screwing Damian Priest out of the title. But not just yet, because I did like the fact that they didn't right away end the match after that. They kind of made it where Finn was still the one, because it was basically where Damian was so angry that Finn just turned on him, that any moment that he had where he was free from Gunther, he went right for Finn. And he was just like so angry, he said fuck the match, and it just destroyed his focus. He was infuriated, and I thought he played all that off very well. I thought Damian's acting, I thought Finn's acting was really well done, except for that face he made. It was a little goofy. His evil face, Finn's evil face. And Gunther basically won by a choke out, a KO, I think. I think it was deemed sort of a KO. But yeah, very, very dominant win the match wasn't dominant on Gunther's side, but the win ended up being dominant. But it was he was being distracted, and it played into the storyline. And again, we have the split where they're kicking out Damian and Rhea from the Judgment Day. And what I said is that's going to happen is basically Damian and Rhea are now kind of the odd men out. They maybe team together for a mixed tag match between Liv and Dom and them. And basically I think the Judgment Day is still going to sort of like stick together, where if you remember on Raw last week, Rhea kept kind of nagging the guys to get rid of Carlito. So maybe Carlito plays a bigger part in this new faction, this new Judgment Day. If they still stick with the name Judgment Day, maybe they make a new name. Who knows? But I think they'll stick with Judgment Day just to kind of keep it there. And also, Finn is one of the founding members, more or less. He's one of the OGs of the Judgment Day. So Finn could, be the leader of that group. And listen, Finn being in this group has made me actually like him, because I fucking hated Finn Balor for a long time. I know he was a huge fan favorite, but I just couldn't get into him. Couldn't get into the whole demon thing. I felt like it was all lame. It wasn't really that creative beyond the face paint itself. But I think Finn is really coming to his own character, where he's interesting to actually watch his segments. Yeah, at least whatever he's doing, and his promos have gotten better, and he's a little more. He's got a better sense of humor than he used to. He's kind of funny at times. So, yeah. I think Gunther goes on to basically reestablish Imperium, because if you remember Imperium, or if you remember, he's still repping Imperium. They haven't dropped him being or representing Imperium. So I get the feeling that on Raw tomorrow night, it may open with Ludwig Kaiser inside the ring, spotlight on him, coronating our new world champion, Gunther. And we'll see. Maybe they reestablish Imperium to be a fucking force, a force